So I thought it'd be useful to include a few examples of using components from a sharing perspective, whether you're sharing components with yourself, whether you're sharing components with teammates or other people you're working with, or whether you're pulling components down from Dronelink or other Dronelink users. So here's one example, and this is actually in the Dronelink 101 series in the part 5 of the series where I have example components. There is a 5-minute long video or 4.5-minute long video that shows how to, from start to finish, create a mission with 360 images. But for the sake of speed, let me show you quickly what I did here. If I have this sample mission with 2 waypoints, and let's say that I wanted to quickly create a 360 image here, all I need to do is right-click, say New Component, Include from Repository, and I can just type in 360 here. This is a 360 component that was created, and I click on that, and then I can put it wherever I want. I can change the altitude. I can change the altitude by delving in here. Right now the altitude's set to 100 feet. I can move it up to 300 feet. And as I think I might have mentioned in an earlier video, this 360 component is actually made up of 4 rows of images, each one taking a separate image. I think it takes a total of 23 different images. So again, this is a very, very quick, easy way to use a Dronelink component. You could also take that Dronelink component and customize it for your own needs. But that's one example. Let me show you another one. So I had somebody who liked the Droney capability out of DJI Go's software. And if anybody's used it, it's a very basic tool where the drone just kind of keeps focused on you and then flies out maybe 100 feet, 150 feet in the air and comes back. But with Dronelink, I can create something that's very, very customized. So in probably 15, 20 minutes, I created something specifically for him that now I made available within the Dronelink repo. So I'm logged in here. Let's say that I want to do a droney flying back out from where I'm at. I can do right-click, New Component, Include from Repository, and again, if I search for droney, there's my droney component. Now I want to fade back out here a little bit, facing the wrong direction, so let me pull this out this way. And what I did here, and again, I did this very, very quickly, was there's our approach. It flies out and it rises up to this point. This is our point of interest is where I am. So depending upon where you're standing, it's not focusing on the controller, it's focusing on this point. So I'm just putting it right, you can put it there, or I can put it right by the takeoff location. So in this component, I included a couple things. I had it start looking at the point of interest right at the beginning. So as soon as it gets to the approach, it turns around and it will look back at me. And then I had I set up a marker to rise up to a specific altitude. And you can put this wherever you want. So I could put this out here. I could say 200 feet here, and then maybe I want to do another marker here. And at this marker, I want to change it to 350 feet. So now I'm doing a more complex droney than anything that DJI can do. I can extend this out. I can add another kind of a curving droney like this if I want. So with this, now it's going to rise up, all while looking back at me, and stop. So again, this component was created 15 minutes, and now it's available. I can use it whenever I want. Let me give you another one. So as another example, I had been looking at some of these droneception images that were being created with drones. I don't know if people have ever seen them, but they're these kind of cool images where the back seems to float up and create this really slick looking image. And basically what they're doing here is, if you look at this image here, they're taking images behind and then at a rising altitude, and then they're merged together in Photoshop. But this was something that I thought I could do very, very quickly in Dronelink. So in Dronelink, let's just say that I wanted to do a droneception image of this. I can do right-click, New Component, and Include from Repository, and then I search for droneception. There's my droneception component. Let's get this out of the way. Now, part of the trick here is to make this thing, you want to rotate this thing so it's facing the right direction. Like that. this. So boom, this component, if you delve into it, is actually made up of 10 different markers taking images at different altitudes, moving down this path from where I'd be standing to the final location. Again, took me about half hour to create this thing and make it available for users. So one more example. This came from a commercial shoot where the client wanted me to take 11 different shots of a single location, flying to the location in a couple different angles. One doing kind of a panning shot, more of a trucking shot. Most of them doing kind of a flying at this location at a few different altitudes. So what I did was I created a relatively simple component where I just basically had two waypoints, an approach and a single waypoint, and it flew to that. And all I really did was set the speed and turn the camera on and turn the camera off. In the first path, I set my approach and I did a complete settings reset. This client was also very, very concerned about having certain settings be correct. So I set all those settings up front. So that was all taken care of in the first component. And then I took the second path, which again is just a 400 feet, 2 waypoint mission where the camera starts and stops. And I copied it to the clipboard. So now it's up in the clipboard. And then if I wanted to add one more, let's say I've added one more pass like this, I can do right click, I can say new component, and then paste from clipboard. And then it's going to ask me which one to paste from, so I'm going to use this one. So all it is, here's the beginning, and here's the end. So let's say that I wanted to do like that. Now the only thing that's a little quirky right now with this thing, and this is something that I've already put a request in, is that this number 2 is the stop capture. What I want it to do, I want this to be sticky to the end waypoint. Right now it kind of sticks back to 1, so I've got to drag it over here. But once I do that, now I've got this thing set up to go from here to here. So I've now created 12 shots all in one mission based upon a single component. The camera set up properly up front. It's all reset. And I can also see when I preview this thing that it's probably going to be more than a single battery, but I can run it till it stops and then run another one. I also was able to take this mission, export it out to Google Earth, and share that with the client to let them see it so they could confirm the shots before I went out and even flew. So just a few examples of how to use Dronelink, the components, and some of the sharing capabilities in a creative way.